Hey guys, I am doing a video in the garage in nighttime because it's really hot during the day still. It hasn't cooled off that much. So the light might be a little weird and I apologize for that. So what's been happening? I'm selling off a few of the parts and pieces that I've accumulated because there's some of them that aren't going to work. I've moved the engine over to this part of the garage. Which is still also a huge mess, but I'm trying to set it up for the final bolting in. I'll raise this up, slip it into place, bolt it in on the new mounts, and it'll be in the car. But before that, I need to address the intake and exhaust. This stud has broken off. We tried to drill it out. Effectively, what has happened to this poor thing is heat cycles going hot and cold for several years has caused this to become forged. And if you know anything about forged metal, it is very, very hard. And drilling it out is nearly impossible. I decided to try to look for another one of these to replace it. This being a sophisticated 4 into 2 into 1, so that goes on here, but with that bolt missing, it's just gonna leak. So it's much like a header, but it's a little heavier than them because of the cast iron. I thought about getting a header, but I'm supposed to be doing this on the cheap. So what I'm going to do instead, for now, this poor thing sitting in the dark, that is my spare engine that I got the engine mounts from. And it also had this more or less plain Jane exhaust manifold. It's not as fancy as the 4 into 2 into 1, but it will fit on what already, the downpipe that's already attached to the Rabbit. So I'm gonna go with that. Doing this little bit of the video at night while I remember. And we're gonna cut to the daytime. And I'm going to try to install that. Hey, it's daytime now. It's about the same light in here. It's weird. So I'm going to address some of the stuff with the exhaust manifold. This particular stud is, for whatever reason, a little off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this back off, because I couldn't get it all the way on. And I'm going to back that stud out and run basically a chaser down there, kind of clean up the threads and see if maybe I can get it in there a little bit more centered. Probably just put this all the way on after it's off and then put that one in, or a different one in, so that it'll be straight from that point on. So this guy doesn't want to come out by hand. What I'm going to do is going to run a bolt down the end of it and then put another bolt in front of that, and then use a wrench to sort of back it up into the other one, and then hopefully pull this right off. How about that? Worked just right. And as you can see, it's just a little bit... Oh, it could just be that it's bent. Let's just get that out of there. Yeah, there's a bit of a bend in that, so we're just not going to use that one. It's a little chewed up anyway. Okay, so didn't end up having to clean out that bolt hole. Put like a actual new stud in there and a great big bolt there. So that's in good shape. So you just have to clean up the rest of these. Got them all lined up. Yeah, see that? Oh yeah, new studs right in the bottom. So those are all cleaned up good. put some bolts on those and tighten it down. Sorry. Alright, and that is on. Very good. There's one bolt here that is different size from its brethren, but it's up top, so if I need to get at it, I'd have to take the intake manifold off anyway. It's easy to tell that that's a different size. All the bottom ones are the same. So I've got the intake manifold, and I want to attach this, but I think I'm going to clean it up a little bit more first. Alright, so we got this up in place. We can start putting the bolts in little by little. So these screws, bolts, what have you, they go on with this 6mm hex here, and sort of just ease these into place with this ratchet. So I got a torque wrench somewhere around, but for video's sake, that's pretty much done. That's looking good. I'm really excited to have even this much progress. You guys, thanks for keeping up. Hopefully have some cool content for you here in October, and don't forget my catchphrase.